We all know Doge is a scam, and today the New York Times put on a full-court press to expose the scam, revealing the lies and the sleight of hand that they are using to take money away from Americans and hand it to the billionaires. I'm going to show footage of the Times detailing Doge's lies because they just keep coming in wave after wave. Remember the $50 million in condoms to Hamas? And then Trump doubled that to $100 million? And remember how these were being used to make bombs? Doge is a near perfect scam to make the rich even richer at the expense and bankrupting of everyday Americans, because these cuts to so-called waste, fraud, and abuse are being done by outsiders who are not accountable, the Doge dunces, who have no supervision and no oversight. Do you really think Elon Musk is supervising them? So the Doge dunces do their dirty work under cover of darkness, and then bubbleheads like Caroline Levitt go on TV and crow about their bogus data. It then takes days for fact checkers to come up with the accounting data that proves they are lying, and by then they're on to the next lie. Meanwhile, MAGA congresspeople go around repeating the lies about what Doge has accomplished. Check out this Republican congresswoman spinning lies about Musk.
How much did you take out of Elon Musk fund?
Elon Musk doesn't get paid.
$8 million a day. $8 million a day.
It's projected. I want you to listen, and I want to talk to you, but you got to be respectful.
But we want the truth.
I'm giving you the truth.
But you said Elon Musk doesn't make any money from our government. He makes $8 million a day from government.
If he has contracts, that's not my department, honey. If he has contracts...
It's government contracts. Who pays those government
they have to be
contracts?
implemented in place before this year. When you listen to propaganda news and you don't go to the source, that's let me ask you something. How many of you belong to a Democratic agency that have paid you to come?
None of your business.
None of my business. Well, where's your sign, okay?
Nobody.
It's a mile wide and a mile deep with these MAGA Republicans. Just because Musk doesn't draw a salary, she lies and says he isn't getting paid. This crowd is smart enough to push back that he makes $8 million a day off government contracts. But then they don't hold her feet to the fire about conflicts of interests. But that's not the only lying that's going on. According to the Times, not only are the Doge dimwits lying about their savings, but then they are erasing their lies from their website once they get called out for it. Watch this.
Doge cost-cutting effort has published what it calls the wall of receipts. Basically a long list of government contracts and then the savings it's achieved by canceling each of those. When Doge first posted its list, we found problems with all 5 of the 5 largest contracts. The largest savings that Doge claimed to have made on its initial list was an $8 billion savings from a contract cut at the Department of Homeland Security. When we looked at that, we realized the actual number was 8 million, 1/1000th of the claim that they had made. Doge responded by saying, well, it was an error in the federal contracting system, but they should have known better. And the reason they should have known better is that this contract, this supposed $8 billion contract, came from ICE. Its entire budget is $8 billion. Going down the list, the second, third, and fourth largest savings on Doge's original list were all basically the same error. What they did was triple count the same cancellation, all with the U.S. Agency for International Development. And what contracting experts told us was it wouldn't have been right if they just counted it once. That's because this contract had been out there for a long time, a lot of the work had already been done, so much of the money that had been allotted initially had been spent. The fifth largest savings on Doge's initial wall of receipts was $232 million they said they saved by canceling a contract that the Social Security Administration had. When we looked into that, we realized that there was a cut there, but it was only $560,000. So after we and other news outlets wrote about these major errors, the Doge site was updated quietly to remove all of those top 5 claims. But its new version contains other errors. The new largest savings was a $1.9 billion savings. But when we looked into that, we realized the contract they were talking about had actually been canceled last year, under President Biden. And when you look a little further down the list, you see that Doge is claiming credit for contracts that expired even before Joe Biden was president. In one case, the Department of Homeland Security is claiming it saved tens of millions of dollars by canceling a contract that actually ended in 2005 when George W. Bush was president. Doge has said it's trying to make its data accurate and it's asked the public for help in cleaning up its data. But these errors are important because they give us an insight into the way Doge works. Much of what Doge does is secret. It's in all these different agencies making decisions, gathering data, and we can see so little of it. And if they are this wrong about that work that we can see, if they show this much sloppiness, this much misunderstanding of the machinery of government, what does that mean about the work we can't see in all these other agencies with all this other data that's being done in secret?
And here you see the other reason that the Doge scam is so perfect. Not only does it take time to catch up and analyze their findings, but then reporting the findings is all about numbers and math. Americans are simply not ready and willing to follow along. It's not $8 billion, it's only $8 million. Well, for too many Americans, that still sounds like a lot of money, so they don't care. But here's the thing that Americans should care about. If the goal was to find savings and eliminate waste and fraud, the team would have been made up of accountants and auditors, not computer hackers and coders. But as we all saw, the goal all along was to give Elon Musk access to all the government databases and servers. He fired the government's leading and cutting-edge IT department, sent his hackers in, and then fired tons of staff at the IRS and Social Security. And as a result, Martin O'Malley is out warning seniors and other Social Security recipients that this deadly combination is probably going to result in delayed payments for the first time in Social Security's history. O'Malley is predicting a complete administrative collapse. If it's not already obvious, then let me state it here. The Democratic Party campaign slogan for every election from now on is this: a vote for a Republican is a vote for Elon Musk. Yeah, see how well that tracks in the heartland. They hate him, as well they should. He's robbing them blind. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.